Pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, what just tugged at your attention like a warm hand on your chest? It wasn't color, it wasn't sound, it was something far more ancient. A curve, quiet, confident, undeniable, a shape capable of stopping thought and starting instinct. This isn't ordinary beauty, this is a dialect of desire, and tonight you learn to speak it. Welcome to the Goddess Blueprint. Before we explore the details, we must understand the foundation. A woman's body isn't just looked at, it's warmth before touch, music before sound, a sensation written in the air around her. Every curve is a line of poetry carved by time, joy, softness, and fire. This is geometry that defies mathematics. These are proportions that speak to something deeper than sight. They speak to the oldest parts of our brain, the parts that remember what safety feels like, what home means, what life itself looks like when it takes form. Her silhouette is a language your body understands before your mind catches up. And once you learn to read it, everything changes. Start at the shoulders, elegant, poised, a slow exhale of strength. They carry the weight of the world with grace, yet remain soft enough to be vulnerable. Notice how they frame everything that follows, creating a canvas of anticipation. Then, follow the collarbone, a delicate gleaming road that guides your attention with the gentlest pull, forward, downward, deeper. It's the first whisper of the symphony to come. These bones, fragile yet prominent, create shadows that dance with every breath. They're the bridge between the regal elegance of her neck and the magnetic pull of what lies below. And then comes the hush, the moment the world holds its breath. The waist, that soft, impossible narrowing, that sweet little pause the universe drew into her shape just to build anticipation. It's the cinematic pause in a perfect story, the held note before the crescendo, the intake of breath before the revelation, and then the reveal. The hips, wide, rhythmic, generous, not created for decoration, but for movement, for life, for the ancient dance of creation itself. They sway not to be noticed, but because energy flows through them like music. This is the hourglass principle. Not a constraint, but a celebration. The narrowing and the widening, the give and take, the question and answer. It's visual poetry that your eyes can't help but follow. The ratio isn't arbitrary. It's encoded in our species' memory, a signal that speaks of health, vitality, the promise of tomorrow. But beyond biology, there's artistry, the way fabric drapes across these curves, the way shadows play in the valleys and peaks, the way movement transforms static beauty into kinetic enchantment. A woman walking isn't transportation, it's performance art. Each step a brushstroke, each sway a verse, each moment a masterpiece unfolding in real time. And then, the thighs, strong enough to carry storms, soft enough to comfort the world. They move with a grounded elegance, every step a quiet poem about power wrapped in tenderness. Here is where strength meets softness in perfect harmony. These aren't just limbs, they're pillars of presence. They ground her, connect her to the earth, give her the stability from which all her grace emerges. Watch how they flex with each step, how muscle dances beneath skin, how power doesn't announce itself but simply exists, undeniable and assured. The thighs tell a story of capability, of miles walked, of dances danced, of stairs climbed, of life lived fully. They're marked by experience, shaped by movement, sculpted by the simple act of moving through the world with purpose. And there's a generosity to them, a softness that strength doesn't diminish but actually enhances. Because true power doesn't need to be hard. It can be yielding, welcoming, warm. The calves that follow are sculptures of motion itself. Notice their subtle definition, the way they taper elegantly toward the ankle, creating a rhythm that's hypnotic in its consistency. But even a masterpiece needs its finishing stroke. Imagine her skin, sun-warmed satin, golden velvet, a texture made for light to kiss. It doesn't just glow, it radiates. It doesn't just exist, it invites. This is the softness that strength trusts. the surface that holds stories, laughter, stretch marks, memories, all woven into living silk. Skin is a map of a life lived, every freckle a coordinate, every mark a chapter, every shade and tone a testament to sun-soaked afternoons, moonlit evenings, lazy mornings, and electric nights. It's not perfection that captivates, it's authenticity, the realness of it, the way it catches light differently in different moods, the way it flushes with emotion, pales with surprise, glows with joy. Skin is where the body meets the world, where the inner becomes outer, where biology becomes biography. The undertones matter. Warmth or coolness, gold or rose, bronze or pearl, each unique signature creates its own atmosphere. Some skin seems to hold sunlight even in shadow. Other skin glows like moonlight even in brightness. There's no hierarchy here, no standard, only endless variation, infinite beauty. And texture. The slight downy softness, the smoothness of frequently touched places, the different densities across her geography. Her inner wrist versus her shoulder blade, her neck versus her lower back. Each area its own microclimate, its own sensory world. This is the canvas upon which all other elements paint themselves. And then she moves, and the art wakes up. The sway becomes a rhythm. The arch becomes a heartbeat. The flick of her wrist, the tilt of her chin, each one a note in a silent seduction song. Static beauty is impressive, but beauty in motion is transcendent. Watch how her walk creates waves of movement that ripple through her entire form. The initial impulse from her foot, traveling up through her leg, rolling through her hips, flowing up her spine, finishing in the subtle sway of her shoulders. It's biomechanics transformed into ballet. Physics made poetry. A simple backward glance becomes a spell. The turn of her head, the catch of her eye, the slight part of her lips. This combination executed in a split second communicates volumes. Interest, mystery, challenge, invitation, all without a single word. A smile that starts in the eyes becomes gravity. You feel the warmth before you see the curve of her lips. It changes the atmospheric pressure in the room. Suddenly the air feels different, lighter, warmer, charged with possibility. She doesn't chase attention. She bends it. Her presence doesn't fill a room. It reshapes it. She is motion sculpted into meaning. The way she crosses her legs. The gesture she makes while speaking. The lean in when she's engaged. The lean back when she's considering. Every micro movement is data, is communication, is art. Her body language writes essays in real time, and you're reading every word without realizing you've been studying. This is the power of embodiment, when a person inhabits their physical form so completely that the boundary between who they are and how they move disappears. But at the center of all this elegance, all this enchantment, lies the most powerful ingredient: confidence. Not loud, not arrogant, but warm, quiet, certain. The kind of confidence that glows like embers, that whispers, "I know exactly who I am." This is the secret ingredient that transforms everything else. Without it, the curves are just shapes. The movement is just motion. The beauty is just surface. But with it, everything becomes magnetic. Confidence is the spark that makes desire breathe. It's the difference between a woman who's beautiful and a woman who makes you forget your own name. It shows in the way she holds eye contact, not aggressively, but steadily. In the way she takes up space, not apologetically, but naturally. In the way she exists, not seeking validation, but simply being. This confidence doesn't come from meeting external standards. It comes from the internal knowing that she is enough, exactly as she is, in this moment. And that peace radiates outward like heat from a fire. So what is a woman's true power? Not her outline, but the emotion it carries. Not the glance you catch, but the breath it steals. Not the shape of her body, but the way it makes the world feel. The goddess blueprint isn't drawn in lines. It's written in warmth and motion, in softness and certainty, in presence so magnetic it shifts the atmosphere. It's the integration of form and essence, body and spirit, physical beauty and inner radiance. It's what happens when a woman knows her worth and carries herself accordingly. When she moves through the world not as a supplicant seeking approval, but as a force of nature requiring no permission. Once you've witnessed it, once you've felt it, Nothing else will ever compare. The world simply changes shape, and she becomes the standard. Not the standard you measure others against, but the standard that reminds you what presence really means, what authenticity looks like, what power feels like when it's not trying to dominate, but simply existing in its fullness. This is the goddess blueprint. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you feel it, you can't unfeel it. The world simply transforms, and you realize you've been speaking this language all along. You just needed to remember. Welcome to the conversation.